Hey guys, I'm Joey. I'm 22 years old and have been living in this van for 3 to 4 months with my wife and my 2 pups. Today I kind of wanted to talk about vulnerability. I've had this thought bouncing around in my head for this video, and today I've kind of finally taken the initiative to do it. So I'm just going to start by being vulnerable.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun.
Like most people, it's been super tough on me. COVID-19 hit, threw our van life plans on hold. As we were moving into the van, I unexpectedly lost my dad to suicide. He struggled with depression and addiction for most of his life. And then I had to be a buffer between families and handle my dad's funeral and ceremony and all that stuff. My dad and I hadn't been on great terms for the past few years. He hadn't really been in my life as much as I had wanted him to. I had kind of settled on the fact that that's just how things were, and I had hoped that with time he would come around and we would build a good relationship. And obviously with that news, it kind of crushed me because that possibility was just flung right out the window. On top of that, I was so excited to show off my van that I had built because I had just finished it. He had never even seen it in real life. And I was pretty excited to show him, and I didn't get that opportunity either. Luckily, I can say, I know he was always proud of me, and that's not something I have a doubt about. I always had this idea that van life would give me all this time to kind of get my mental health in order more, because you're not working the traditional 40-hour work week. And on top of that, I have that time to really grow our YouTube and build our platform and all that. But with the news of my dad, it kind of just, it made it hard. I struggled, and I'm still struggling, especially lately at home. Things have just been chaos. I don't want to say exactly who in my family, but they've just been having a super hard time, and they've went off the deep end, and it's just been a mess. And I find myself, just bogged down with all this. It just seems to be one thing after the next this year, after the next. Every week there's something new crazy going on, and I find myself just mentally exhausted, completely unmotivated. Sometimes I don't even want to get out of bed. I keep finding myself procrastinating things and putting them off until the point that it's like I don't have the time to do whatever it is, and then I turn around and just beat myself up and down about it. I think it's just funny how instinctually, or maybe it's societally taught, that we're just so hard on ourselves. The human experience is hard. It's complex. It's overwhelming. No one just has the tools to be mentally healthy. I mean, generally, I don't know anyone that just is killing it without any kind of, and I think more people, myself included, we need to grant ourselves grace and also just make sure we set intentions of routine, of small progress. If you look at a huge project, if I look at this van build from start to finish that I did, it's overwhelming. That's a lot. But if you break it up into all these small chunks, you can kind of get that plan where you chip away at it and eventually you get there. And I think so many people, especially, on social media, everything's a highlight reel. And you got to keep that in mind. So many people struggle. So many people have hard times. So many people have hardships, but they never are out about it. They never talk about it. It's kind of just, you hide these ugly parts of you. And I think maybe that's kind of what's fueled us being so critical of ourselves. If everyone was just a little more vulnerable, or everyone was just a little more open, or shared a little more often, maybe we wouldn't be so hypercritical of when we drop the ball. So my message in this video, I guess, is just to be vulnerable. Life's really not that long. Be yourself, share your feelings, share your hard times. No one's alone. And I think that'll really help, once you start sharing those things, other people get comfortable and then they share their things, and you guys can all kind of see we're all just human and we can all just relate. I guess that's about what I had to say. So thanks for listening. We're gonna go drive down to Ajo Drive Loop and see some huge cacti. Let's go.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
All right, guys, so we just finished the loop. It was pretty cool.
Like, there's lots of diversity of cacti here, so if cacti is your thing, you should check it out. But also, like, the views in the mountains and stuff.
Little canyons. There's a lot of little picnic spots. There was a set of bathrooms. I don't know if they're open or not because COVID, but this is a cool spot. We were kind of debating this morning. I think we both had this vibe of like, maybe we just shouldn't go there because it's kind of out of the way. Yeah. But I'm glad we did. It was cool.
Did you mention that we're like literally 10 minutes from the border?
No, we're literally 10 minutes from the Mexican border, and I don't know.
Border Patrol is everywhere.
Border Patrol's everywhere, and I don't know if the clip made it in the final video, but if not, here's the little clip of the sign that's like, you might see someone illegally crossing the border. So I thought it was goofy.
But yeah.
All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up there for this video. Thank you so much for following along on our journey, and we will see you guys next week. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Watch some of these videos YouTube thinks you'll like, and we'll see you then.
Oh, hit the bell too. That way you're notified.
Bring!